Ash Mufareh and family, the Most High bless you all, dear working team and all founders. Thank you, thank you. That's how it's born. Yeah. It's a unicorn. Yeah. Onpassive is on. Onpassive is on. Onpassive is on. Onpassive is on. Yeah. See you at the top, where your ears will pop. So Ash Mufareh. Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you all doing? I hope that you are all doing very well. Yes, even on my Chrome now in StreamYard, I cannot hear the video, so we have to use YouTube today. But I hope that all of you are having a fabulous day. I know my day's been pretty good. Everyone is here. Hello. Good to see everybody. It's been a little while since I went live, I think. So today I wanted to come on here because this past week has felt a little bit like a fever dream. We've all seen what's been going on at Onpassive over the past few weeks, and none of it is good. None of it is a good thing. But for some reason, this past week more than ever, they have been posting up these videos of Ash to like kind of praise him, I guess, in a way. And it's been kind of creepy. So I thought that we would just get together and go through them, as many of them as we can. We have a whole bunch of them here. They even have a new song, so there'll be a dance break. It should be a good time. MLMs are a way for lazy, virtue signaling men to pretend they're successful whilst their wives support them, and vice versa. Don't forget, women are in MLMs too. Hey, everybody. Wow, this was a very busy chat intro. Might have missed some hello. So, hello. Yes, hello. 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 Who is that Ash guy to tell the founders they can't promote other businesses when the founders haven't been paid what is owed to them for a very long time now? Can the founders sue for that? I mean, technically, they probably could sue him for a lot of things, especially in the U.S. But the thing is that it's very ironic whenever Ash or anyone else says this, because remember, Onpassive is supposed to be a company that helps MLMs run their other businesses. And then, of course, like many of these MLMs that claim to be that way, once you get in there, all of a sudden you're told, no, now this is basically your business. Now you're in Onpassive. So you can only like sell Onpassive, talk about Onpassive in here, don't promote any other businesses. So it would be considered a bunch of issues for the O founders. Like there was false advertising. They were falsely sold this whole thing has not been what it was supposed to be from the beginning. It's changed like 4 different times. I mean, there's technically a lot that they can sue for. The issue is that Ash doesn't have any money that is on the books right now. He owes out money, so it's kind of like they would have to pay money in order to sue him, and then I doubt that they would get very much from him right now. So we're hoping that the S.E.C. does something. Hash Tua. You mean Hawk Tua? You mean that one? Yay! Now I can be famous and go viral and be on television because I said Hawk Tua. Because that's what's happening. I don't know what's going on in our world. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so basically Marty's posted a bunch of videos, and then a couple of the other O founders have also posted some videos. So it's not just Marty, although he's posted a lot of them. And then of course John White and Bill Must have posted some things. Gosh, to sue, where would they even start? It sounds like the sales revenue was channeled through Dubai company. Not sure where jurisdiction would even lie between that and the USA. A legal nightmare. It really is, especially when we're thinking about the Dubai office and the Hyderabad office. So the Hyderabad office, as I showed you, is owned by Ash's wife and then Kamal, and then a couple other people that we have like really never heard of before. So I don't know if they would have to go after them. Ash's wife is no longer an innocent party in all this, though, thanks to him doing that. I mean, and also transferring all the funds into her account. But like now she really isn't. But then Dubai office is actually owned by Mohammed Kamal. So I believe that those guys might have to go after Mohammed Kamal instead of Ash. That might be their best bet. But yeah, there'd be a lot of things that they could probably get in trouble for. Don't worry, you're still our queen. Yay! Another reason why Onpassive needs to get shut down on top of many other reasons. Yes. I mean, if there ever was a reason, not paying your employees is a reason. I know that some of you might sort of roll your eyes at me saying, oh, the O founders are not getting paid and they're owed money, blah, blah, blah. Some of you might be like, yeah, but it's an MLM. Like nobody makes money in an MLM, queen. Come on. But I think we can all agree that the employees are owed their wages that he hired. I don't think anyone in their right mind would kind of poo-poo at that idea. So if there ever was a time to be angry at Ash and Onpassive, it is now for that, really. You know? Like, good. I'm so glad you're here, Mr. Level. I understand, right? That's draining. 4 hours with the government would be enough to drain anybody. So let's get into the very first video that I have. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name of this one. It was one of the first ones that was posted by Marty. And so due to that, I did not end up saving the name. I apologize. And this was posted up pretty much like right after Ash's last 360. So these are all from this last week.
Are going to start talking about some progress. One progress that we know now, we were able to contain that escalation. People feel more comfortable working with me directly. We removed a few of the bad apple, okay? And they're relieved. They feel they're home again.
Okay.
And we're more productive.
Big pause.
Things are going to accelerate one by one. It's all lined up. So now we're going to tell you, okay, mostly what's done instead of like what will be done. We can tell you the vision, but one thing about the vision or the future, we will succeed faster than you think. Okay.
Why do you show an eagle
only be
there?
back on track, we're going to not revive only, we're going to thrive again. And we will impress you the way that I always wanted to do.
Oh, man. Oh, was it Red that posted this? I think it was Red that posted this one. Sorry, guys. I thought it was Marty, but now looking at this, I think this is Red's thing. It's very interesting to kind of see what they view as important. I don't know what about that speech made Ash seem likable. It was a very odd clip to me. Like, I was like, really? That's what you want to capture him saying out of all of the things that he said? I don't know. He just doesn't seem like a likable person in this. So it's just very friggin' weird to me. Like, you would think that they would be trying to make him look good. And I don't feel like anything he said lately has made him look that great, you know? I think OConnect used up far more bandwidth than expected. Yeah, it did. So the AWS bill was higher than Ash was willing to pay. Yeah, it's a fair assumption. He went to another hoster to avoid paying the AWS bill, and AWS blocked access. And they might have held on to his files and stuff. I don't know how that works. But, I mean, it sounds like that's what happened. Because we also know that he was complaining about the use of bandwidth, and they were trying to make it so that OConnect wasn't using so much. Remember, for a lot of the people in like South Africa and stuff, they ended up using like huge amounts of bandwidth. And it was like a big thing for a while. They were like, oh, we're going to switch the OConnect. That was like a feature to them, that it wasn't going to use a lot of bandwidth. Red posts all the same stuff with his intros, outros. Yeah, they probably both posted it. Ash is about as likable as a kidney stone, right? And it's just so funny to be like, I want to clip the part where he's telling everyone about bad apples, basically. It's just so bizarre. So the next one we're going to watch is a little bit longer. And it was from John White and Bill Must. So you can see, and it's called The 12 Ethical, excuse me, what about Onpassive? Is there one ethical thing about this company, though? The 12 ethical principles of Mr. Ash Mufareh. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know. Definitely need to know what those are, because I couldn't tell you one. And as you can see, we're going to be off to a great start here. And I'm going to warn you, it's a little bit quick. If you guys are finding it too fast, let me know. It's at normal speed. I'm not speeding any of these up because they're all really short. So just let me know. I can slow it down a little bit, because I know the first time I heard it, I was like, holy crap, what the hell are they saying? It kind of made me jump a bit. I was like, whoa, they're going fast. Right? Like, okay, ethical, 12 of them too. I'm like, wow, you actually were able to come up with 12? I can't come up with one, but I mean, yeah, let's do it. Ash is the proverbial bad apple, right? He is the problem here, but he blames everyone else. Whenever I watch Bill Musk stuff before bed, I have the weirdest nightmares. Are they nightmares of like robots coming to get you? I'm just wondering. Marty has been quiet. Seems like he's coming to his senses. Even Chris is not as joyful as he once was. Yeah, and all they're doing right now is the shinning the lights. Is that what's called it? They're shinning the lights. And their views have gone down quite a lot, actually. Even on their videos with Ash. It's interesting. Ethical? Ethical. Catch up, crew. Good to see you, Chris. Marty was saying that the founders should be grateful they are able to use OConnect back when it was still available. Oh, how the tables have turned, right? It was a gift. It was a gift Ash gave them by not charging them again, because he couldn't. He couldn't. The naysayers are winning the battle. In the Chair is sweeping way more audience than Shin the Light. Which is kind of a burn, because it's kind of like the discount Shin the Light.
Ideologies are systems of moral values that guide people in making ethical decisions. They can be divided into two main types: idealism and relativism. Idealism aims for morally perfect outcomes in all situations, while relativism acknowledges that the most appropriate moral action may vary depending on the context. Ethical ideology in business, or business ethics, emphasizes the importance of honesty, integrity, and accountability in all interactions. It involves considering the effects of actions and decisions on stakeholders, customers, suppliers, employees, competitors, the environment, and the community.
Which, remember, this is being posted the same week that it comes out that Ash has not paid his Hyderabad employees their wages since January, and he hasn't paid his Dubai employees for 4 months. And they're all on unpaid leave. So, it just, yeah. All right. You can play pretend, but...
Business ethics is an evolving topic. Generally, there are about 12 ethical principles: honesty, fairness, leadership, accountability, integrity, compassion, respect, responsibility, loyalty, respect for the law, transparency, and environmental concerns.
I swear to God, an AI wrote this. You just said, what are 12 ethical traits? Or something along those lines. And then they wrote this script. And then you made it about Ash. Because he definitely has no ethics, no morals, no integrity, doesn't take accountability. Part of the problem right now is that he's pointing fingers. Literally pointing fingers at everyone else. Everyone. So, okay.
These 12 ethical principles are in the very fibers and bones and heart of Mr. Ash Mufareh.
No, they're not.
1. Honesty definition. What is honesty?
Yeah, what
Honesty,
is it?
speaking and acting truthfully, is more than not lying, deceiving, stealing, or cheating. It entails showing respect towards others and having integrity and self-awareness. Mr. Mufareh's honesty can't be doubted when he says he is...
Am I being trolled? Am I being trolled right now? Is this a joke?
Going to do something.
This is
He
a
does,
joke, right?
and backed up by the recorded videos all over the internet showing in voice and audio the things he has promised have been accomplished. Through fairness definition, the quality of treating people equally or in a way that is right or reasonable. He has a real sense of fairness and hates injustice. Imagine sharing his dream of building Onpassive for not just his family, but for founding members who will share in the profits of Onpassive instead of going public by selling stock. That's fairness on steroids. 3. Leadership. Definition, the action of leading a group of people or an organization. That's how the Oxford Dictionary defines leadership. In simple words, leadership is about taking risks and challenging the status quo. Leaders motivate others to achieve something new and better.
This is coming out the same time that Ash is like, oh, other people took risks that I didn't want to take, and then they fucked over our company. The evil they. We still don't know who they is.
Our CEO and owner, Mr. Ash Mufareh, displays all of these attributes. 4. Accountability. Definition. Accountability is the state of being held responsible for one's actions or the willingness to accept that responsibility. It can also refer to the expectation of being held answerable for accomplishing a goal or assignment. Onpassive is not where it should be.
That's so weird. Being held answerable. Is that... That's not how you say that.
And Mr. Ash Mufareh has put the accountability on his shoulders, and he is rapidly changing the course of Onpassive to the good by taking over the day-to-day tasks of getting Onpassive back to where it is striving again. Integrity definition. Integrity is the quality of being honest and showing a consistent and uncompromising adherence to strong moral and ethical principles and values. In ethics, integrity is regarded as the honesty and truthfulness or earnestness of one's actions. Mr. Mufareh bleeds integrity. Compassion definition. Compassion literally...
Why did they just scream that at me? Why? Jesus Christ. They wrote it in all capital letters. So the AI bot like screamed it at us. Oh my, Lanta. Oh my.
Means to suffer together. Among emotion researchers, it is defined as the feeling that arises when you are confronted with another's suffering and feel motivated to relieve that suffering.
Okay.
Mr. Ash Mufareh feels our pain. That is why he is building Onpassive for us. 7. Respect definition. Treating someone with respect means showing regard for their abilities and worth, valuing their feelings and their views, even if you don't necessarily agree with them, accepting them on an equal basis, and giving them the same consideration you would expect for yourself. Respect begins with oneself. People respect Mr. Ash Mufareh, even those who don't agree with him or like him. They know that he is a mover and a shaker, and he accomplishes what he sets out to do.
No, we don't. No, we don't. I have zero respect for this man. All right. I have zero respect for this man. That being said, I will be respectful when I make content on Onpassive and Ash, although sometimes I probably have gotten a little carried away and maybe been a little disrespectful, like when they're preying on vulnerable people and sometimes not paying the wages and whatnot. You know, there are things I'm passionate about that I get upset over, but I do not have like respect for him, especially in this sense. Like, I'm not over here like, oh, well, he's definitely a man with good principles and he's very ethical and has integrity. I maybe don't like him, but he definitely has some good trait. That's not a thing. There's zero. I have no respect for someone that actually goes out of their way to prey on vulnerable people and who cannot pay his employees their wages and then tries to use intimidation tactics to silence them and basically scare them into working for free. Zero respect for somebody like that. I could not find the respect. All right? It does not exist.
8. Responsibility definition. Responsibility refers to the duty of having authority or control over something or someone. If you are responsible for something, you will be held accountable for the outcome of what comes from it, as this was your duty. For quality management systems, it is important that you take responsibility for your actions. Mr. Mufareh doesn't hide from his responsibilities. 9. Loyalty. Definition. Loyalty implies a faithfulness that is steadfast in the face of any temptation to renounce, desert, or betray. There is no other business owner who is more loyal than our owner and CEO of Onpassive, Mr. Ash Mufareh.
I am very glad that they didn't yell that part at us.
Respect for the law. Definition. Respect is itself a reason for action. Those who respect the law have reasons which others have not. These are expressive reasons.
Ash. Ash is being sued by the Securities and Exchange Commission for $108 million for unregistered securities because he does not respect the laws, thinks he is above the law, and that he just has a real good heart and a real good idea for a business. So because of that, he just shouldn't have to follow it. And he definitely doesn't have respect for the S.E.C. So what are we doing? What are we doing? Wes, we're probably going to be reacting to that tomorrow and talking about faith manipulation again.
They express their respect for the law in obeying it, in respecting institutions and symbols connected with it, and in avoiding questioning it on every occasion. Mr. Ash Mufareh and Onpassive are in compliance with all countries in which Onpassive does business. 11.
Are you kidding me? You're not, though. That's just straight up a lie. Now we're just lying. Talk about false marketing. My Lanta, you are being sued for not following the law. And you still poo-poo at it. And come out here. He does live streams where he's like, they can't do anything to me. I don't have to listen to those people, those crazy S.E.C. people here in the U.S. Fuck them. Basically, it's like, no, like, they're the people that regulate the businesses there. So if you want to have a business, you do have to at least have some kind of respect and follow the rules and regulations and the laws. Like, you can't just be like, oh, well, fuck them. I'm not following it. Like, it's just like mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. What does all this word salad have anything to do with anything, right? This is propaganda that they're putting out, basically saying, please still trust Mr. Ash Mufareh, even though everything's down right now and we're being sued and Dr. Suzan and Nizal are running away, and you know, we owe AWS, and we probably don't have any of our data. Ash Mufareh, he's a real good dude, so you should still be loyal to him. That's all it is. And yeah, it is a lot of word salad because none of this is true of him. It's Ash's O propaganda. There you go. I like that. His O propaganda.
Transparency. Definition. The transparency of a process, situation, or statement is its quality of being easily understood or recognized.
Yeah.
Mr. Ash Mufareh has been very open about his accomplishments. Sometimes
easily understood and recognized does not mean that you then need 10 people to translate and read between the lines and make like webinars and live streams for weeks trying to figure out what the fuck you're saying and what your message is for them. Right? That's not transparency. Queen, would you consider becoming the next CEO of O Media? I believe that Mohammed Kamal is still a CEO over there, though, of O Media. Hello, sweet God. So I believe he is still the one that is running that, even though Dr. Suzan, as they called her, left.
Is more transparent than most would be. 12. Environmental concerns. Definition. Environmental concern is a term that describes people's knowledge of environmental issues, their support for efforts to solve those problems, and their willingness to contribute to solutions. Onpassive and Mr. Ash Mufareh have developed physical products that change the landscape of the environment.
What? are you talking about? What products? So yeah, that was a nice little piece of propaganda that I don't know who they were describing. It wasn't Ash, although they really want you to believe that it's Ash. So there was that. And then this one was most certainly shared by Marty. And it was all about how change is coming. And again, it's just very interesting to kind of be like, what parts of Ash's speeches, these last few streams, do they feel is very important to clip and share out? A CEO of what amounts to nothing? Yeah, he sucks either way. The captions are a bit transparent. It's probably the only transparent thing about them, right? Ash has invented a skin condition called Pertigo. Right? They haven't really released anything that is theirs that has been functional. I mean, some might argue that OConnect was functional, but the thing with OConnect and why they're having issues right now with this alleged migration is it was other people's products and code and plugins and whatnot being used to run it. So I don't know if it's going to be compatible with a new host. They're going to have to do some things, as you heard the technician kind of trying to explain to Ash. So nothing really. And here's the thing: it wouldn't even matter even if they had released it and all these things were great and functional because they're gone now. Like they're absolutely gone now. So, you know, it almost, what would it matter? Everything's gone right now. Can't use it. You can't even use their free products. So everything's off. They've released farts, Sweet Goss says. Joe says they were wet. So you're welcome for that info.
So there will be, it is mandatory that we have to make some drastic changes that we will share with you. At the moment, I want you to know that I am Ash Mufareh. I am the only source from the company side that you should take the information from. Even though some figures you thought they belong to us or they are working to our advantage,
What?
put that aside at the moment. At the moment, only take the information from me personally.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps the
Only
company,
take it from
as
him personally.
you know,
This one would have been from about a month ago because of the pumpkin.
as an entity, as a
But
corporation.
it was only shared this past week.
And I will update you moving forward how we're going to do that, who is officially on our side. That's what matters, right?
Interesting, right? Interesting.
So
one more time.
There will be, it is mandatory that we have to make some drastic changes that we will share with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
At the moment, I want you to know that I am Ash Mufareh. I am the only source from the company side that you should take the information from. Even though some figures
Like
you
Marty and
thought
Chris?
they belong to us or they are working to our advantage, put that aside at the moment. At the moment, only take the information from me personally.
Okay.
Perhaps the company, as you know,
Huh?
as an entity, as a corporation.
Oh.
And I
What?
will update you moving forward how we're going to do that,
Oh.
who is officially on our side.
What?
That's what matters, right?
Sure. Yep. Yep, that's what matters, right? Definitely. That's what matters. That's what matters. So again, it's just very interesting that they feel like that part is important to continuously share out. Only listen to me. And I love it because, as a lot of you guys keep saying in the comments, wouldn't that mean that he's saying don't listen to Marty DeGarmo, Chris Johnson, Redfern? Like, he's saying that they don't speak for him, so don't listen to them at all, even if they come out here claiming that they know information that, because sometimes Marty does use his connection to Ash and the fact that they text and call each other as almost like a one-up on everyone, as if he's privy to information that nobody else knows. Him and Chris kind of both do that. But Marty especially, because they like directly talk and he's very open about that. I don't know how often like Ash actually talks to Chris. I know that they talk every once in a while, you know what I mean? But Marty's pretty much told us that they talk every single day. And that's supposed to be like him showing superiority and being like, therefore, I know what's going on. So I'm a person of authority here that you can listen to about Onpassive. And by him sharing that clip, it's almost like he's then sharing a clip of Ash going, don't listen to anyone except for me. It has to come directly from me. I have to be on the screen talking, from me. And it's like, okay. The irony is beautiful. Pumpkin, that's his mother's ashes. Show some respect to Sir Ash Mufareh, Lord of Unpaid Bills. Does that mean we can skip all the founders kissing Ash's behind, right? Technically. Sorry, I can only focus on his terrible haircut. I think he did it himself because he's poor now. Maybe. He went to the barber college for a free haircut. Hey, they got to practice on someone. So this is another one that was posted up by Marty. And this time, you're not going to hear from Ash. This time, you're going to hear from, I believe it's Collins Manna. Collins Manna is talking this whole time, I believe. And this one's called Ash Mufareh, The Relentless Pursuit to Uplift Humanity. And it's going to give you a kind of an insight on how they're discussing Ash and who he is in these webinars to other people. I believe you, Jens. I bet you anyone could, really. 1.2 million founders can cough up another $3 each so that Mufareh can get his MySQL database back. I'd bet money that his techies did not even make their MySQL instance ACID complaint. I don't know. I do know that they didn't back up his data, though. Ash's hair is sponsored by AstroTurf. Hello, Gogo. It makes you feel better about your current haircut? Me too. Collins has lost the plot completely. I used to think he was dim, but mostly harmless. Oh, this is quite... I sell empty jars of Mufareh's promises on eBay. Do you know what's sad is if you did that, they probably would buy it. Collins was the first toothpaste tube, baby. They backed it up. They backed it up to the AWS server. Yeah, maybe. That is probably what happened. They'll ask for a $5 activation fee for access to their account. See, I know that when this site goes back up, Ash is immediately going to ask all of them for money. I'm just not sure what it will be for. It will either be to be an O founder again, or he's going to immediately have the O Connect ready. And maybe he's not going to put it up until it's ready, so that then he can ask them all to pay for O Connect again. I still don't know if there's supposed to be that yearly fee that the O founders are supposed to pay, especially the early bird ones. right? They were supposed to pay another fee in September, possibly. So all I know is when this thing does go back up, he for sure is going to ask for money. I'm just wondering, like you, if he's going to do it before that and claim he needs it to get it back up. So this is what Colin's Manna had to say this past week about everything that's going on here.
So far, as I said last time, he's somebody who will never give up. He said it's either I do it or I die, and he is bent to do this because this is something that is right in his own heart. Because remember, he told us, said, put Onpassive aside, what else would I do? This is something that he wants to do, to uplift humanity, mankind. And he will never, ever give up, no matter what it takes.
Yeah. One more time, since it's so short.
As I said last time, he's somebody who will never give up.
Never, right?
He said it's either I do it or I die. And he is bent to do this because this is something that is right in his own heart. Because remember, he told us, said, put Onpassive aside, what else would I do?
What else would I do? This is your last hope for you and your family to survive. There is nothing else that you can do to support you and your family. If it weren't for Onpassive, you would have nothing. That's the message here. And it's kind of gross.
This is something that he wants to do, to uplift humanity, mankind. And he will never, ever give up, no matter what it takes.
And he will never give up no matter what it takes. And it's like, Jesus, do we really need all this? And again, I hate the language of without Onpassive, what else would you be doing? I don't know, a real job, probably actually spending time with the family, not going to webinars for 12 hours a day and then being lied to every day, being strung along, and being yelled at and made to feel like I'm stupid because I want to know what's happening with everything. So there's that. Collins is a poster boy for the charity store movement. Jelly says, I hate it. Right? It gave me icky feelings. Collins has definitely lost the plot. He sounds like Chat GPT when the context gets too much and it starts hallucinating. It doesn't sound genuine coming from him, doesn't it? There's like this disconnect between what he's saying and his emotions. Like I'm almost like, do you actually believe that, Collins? Or do you just think that that's what you have to say and that's what the people that are watching you have to hear right now? Right? There's a difference. Ash is going to get the founders to re-register on the new empty website and pay again, or to get them to stand together, help out, and pay again to then pay off the AWS bill and get the data. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely going to be asking them for money any day now. OTech prosies are a low IQ bunch. He can sell his beautiful dolphin teeth for money. Maybe. Never going to give you up. Never going to let you down. It'd be great if someone rickrolled the Onpassive website. You know what? I thought about doing it, but I think it's illegal. And then also, I don't want to mess with the S.E.C. case, in case they need that website up. That might be why it still is up. You never know. So I don't want to take it down or do anything to it. Just not alienating your friends and family with pyramid schemes would be a big start for most of these people. They should do that instead, right? Exactly. In IT, there's data and information. Using Ash to show the difference between the two, overlapping but distinct terms, we can say that Ash spews out lots of data but little to no information. That's a good techie way to sum it up. I like it. So now, just for fun, Bill Must and John White released a new song. Yeah, they released a new song. So I thought that I would play it for you today because, again, this was just released in this last like week and a half. And with everything going on, it's interesting, you know? I feel like this whole week has just been them pumping out this useless propaganda to be like, please stay loyal to Ash. He's really, really great. And I promise you, he has your best interest in mind. And it's like, you know? How will Ash receive the payments? I believe that he is hoping for one more cash call, but how will it happen? Now, he said that he is going to get a merchant no matter what, and he has some in mind. I don't know if it's going to be more of his fake ones, like Transco Mobile, PC Repair Cub, Company Limited, Inc., or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. Might be. But he seemed pretty confident he was going to get something back up and running. And I think that when it comes to receiving money, he might be more motivated to do that than when it comes to him having to pay out money. You know, he tends to lose his motivation when he has to pay the money out. But I feel like it'll light a fire under his ass if he thinks that, you know, he can get a merchant and then take money from all these people again. Right? Yes, let's have a little dance break. I feel like we need one. The mushroom heads are back. Yes, they are. They love those. They use them all the time. Hey, 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 what's brewing? Just back from Edinburgh Festival. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. I love festivals and fairs and I just like all that stuff. Does anyone know how many developers are working on Onpassive? I do know that there were allegedly 500 technicians or employees, I guess you could say, the Hyderabad office. A lot of them were developers or IT people, but like developers, I don't know if I can. I can tell you how many employees were at that office, but I don't think we can say how many were actual developers, if that makes sense. You know? You know? I mean, I could guess, but we don't really know. None right now. They're on strike. Yeah, like now there's probably none. Ash claims he has a few people that are willing to still work for free for him. But we'll see, you know. That's right, it's the Fringe, eh? Was it good this year? Sweet Goth wants to know, Mark, if it was good. What has Red said about any of this? Not much. He just tells you to have patience and wait and don't worry because it's all coming soon. So let's take a moment and have a little dance break. This is the brand new song, and you're going to notice it was called Unshakable Trust in Mr. Ash Mufareh. Like I said, it's very bizarre. It's all just propaganda. Woo!
In the morning light I see the vision clear, it sets me free. With the world I share my dreams. Ash Mufareh fuels the steam. Building bridges wide and strong. Together we all belong. Hand in hand we rise above. Onpassive leads with strength and love. Unshakable trust we find in the heart, in the mind. Ash Mufareh stands so tall. Guiding us we give our all. In the storm we hold on tight. Through the darkness find our light. Innovation at its best. In our leader we invest. Together we face our fears. Through the laughter, through the tears.
Creepy.
Vision leads the way. In Onpassive we will stay. Every step we grow so much. Feeling magic in his touch. Unity and hope we see. Ash Mufareh sets us free. so tall. Guiding us, we give our all. Unshakable trust we find in the heart, in the mind. Ash Mufareh stands so
In the heart of the mind.
Guiding us, we give our all. In the storm, we hold on tight. Through the darkness, find our light. Innovation at its best. In us, we give our all. In the storm, we hold on tight. Through the darkness,
The lyrics, though.
Through the darkness, find our light. Innovation at its best. Together we face our fears. Through the laughter, through the tears. Ash of vision leads the way. In Onpassive we will stay. With each step we grow so much. Feeling magic in his touch. Unity and hope we see. Ash Mufareh sets us free.
Yeah, I hate it.
Sets us free.
Sets you free? Really? Oh. Lord. And then I love it because they keep this going for a little bit with no music. And it's like, we need Jamie French to come over here one day and edit in the noises for us. Maybe I'll have to one day do a Jamie French type edit. And if you don't know who Jamie French is, she's a content creator here that does a lot of movie reviews, and she edits people dancing where you hear like their sneakers squeaking and the sound of their feet on the floor. And then when they turn, they'll like fart or something, and she like puts in all the funny noises. We need to do an edit of that. I think it would be quite good fun. Quite good fun. We'll be right back. Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
For an easier life, for a better future, for you and for humanity. Onpassive, unprecedented breakthrough in the world of technology. The future of communication, education, business administration, marketing, finance, crowdfunding. Get your free access at www.onpassive.com. Stay tuned for more.
Queen of crime, now hitting the stream. Fresh content daily, call it the dream. Wear my shirts, be part of the theme. Merch so dope, feels like a meme. Hoodies and caps, designs got flair. Reppin' my channel, you show you care. Support the hustle, no millionaires. Queen of karma, yo, everywhere. Buy my merch, yo, help me grow. Every purchase gives me mo. Streams and vids, you in the flow. Rock the gear, let the world know. Pins and patches, sticker packs tight. Queens on the grind, working day and night. Coffee mugs, live streams, join the fight. Support the dream, keep it in sight. Buy my merch, yo, help me grow. Every purchase gives me mo. Strings and fits you in the flow. Rock the gear, let the world know.
Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Mr. Level says, these people need to go to a hospital to get a brain examination. Once they realize Onpassive is a scam, what are they going to do? Many of them will probably move on to a new scam or MLM. Some people don't consider them scams. I do. And basically, let me put it to you this way. I did MLMs for a year, and then I had to do about a year of recovery after I left of therapy in order to unbrainwash myself from MLMs and the cult-like structure that they run under. So there's that. Just saying. So the next one that we're going to look at, I know that sounds a little bleak, but like it is a cult. It does change your way of thinking. It does replace your identity in many ways. And if you honestly want to be successful after you leave and do well in life, I would recommend going to counseling. Going to counseling and seeing a therapist and talking to them so that you can ensure that going forward, you are not a victim in other areas. I feel like I might have felt more victim to MLM scams because I was still going through some recovery from being in a domestic violence situation for 7 years. So I was more vulnerable. Does that make sense? So there was still some things that I had to work out with that came back up. And then I had to kind of like unbrainwash myself and find a new identity. Or, I mean, not really find a new identity, but like get to know myself again and who I actually am, you know? And be that person instead of some robotic hunbot that is all into the hustle culture. And to be fair, I've had to do it a few times in my life from different groups. I was in what I would consider to be a new spirituality cult just before that. So see, it can kind of like, you can have some traits maybe and have some things that you've gone through in your life that could make you maybe more susceptible. And it might lead you down the MLM path. If you do have your eyes opened because you finally do come to the conclusion that one of them is a scam, it would just be really fucking good for you personally to then go and seek therapy, to really sit down with someone that's a professional to figure out like what you need to heal about yourself so that you don't continuously re-victimize yourself in these types of situations. And honestly, once you do that, it's really hard to look back and go back to that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like it's really hard to kind of go back to it once your eyes are open to the behaviors and all these cult-like tactics and manipulation tactics and narcissistic abuse and et cetera and et cetera and et cetera. You do become more educated, and then you are able to see the signs right away and protect yourself. If I'm in a community, even out here on YouTube, and it starts to show too many signs that start reminding me of past groups that I've been in, like this one, you know, like the MLMs I was in. I wasn't in Onpassive, but I was in It Works and S.E.C. And pretty much back to back. There was only a few months in between me being in them. And I was with both for about 6 months going hard, which doesn't seem like a long time. But again, like I said, it brought up other things in my life, made me really sit down and take a look at everything and go, what is going on here? And how do I stop this from happening and protect myself in future so that I know these signs and I'm educated? And like I said, now I've been in communities where I'm like, all right, things are getting a little bit too, I don't like this. It's getting a little culty over here. I got to go. Because again, then it just sticks out to you a lot. You know, it really does. You have a very hard time putting up with that behavior in your life. And that's a good thing. It means that you finally have set these boundaries for yourself, right? So you need to do that. It's very important. And like I said, myself, I had things in my personal life, in my past, that made me more susceptible to putting up with this type of behavior, maybe. You know what I mean? So it helped me in more ways than just like unbrainwashing myself and unmanipulating myself from being in like hustle culture and MLMs. Through that recovery, I also was able to recover a bunch of other things in my life that I didn't even think were a problem anymore. You know, I had done all types of recovery for it in the past, and I thought I was good. But then you find out that maybe things can trigger and bring up things. So you have to kind of stay on top of that with your mental health, right? And I think going to good therapy, especially in a situation like this, like use this situation to better yourself and your life and your future. But to actually better it, not just to be in a community that's going to keep lying to you and claim that they'll give you financial and time freedom, you know? You know, I believe in taking negative experiences like this and then doing whatever you can to make it so that there's a positive outcome for you at the end. Right? It's like, damn, I got scammed and I got sucked into this really culty multi-level marketing thing. But then, like I said, you can take that situation and go, okay, so now how can I use this to better myself? Go to therapy. You can recover, educate yourself, you know? So there can always be a silver lining to it. Agent Shilbot says, once you see the lies and manipulation, you can never unsee it, right? And it gets to a point where you notice it like right away. Maybe you might be a little hyper vigilant to it. If these people don't continue to stream their financial dreams on YouTube, I will be forced to start carrying what bullshit Taylor Swift AL has been doing. I listen to her music sometimes. My daughter loves Taylor Swift. I couldn't tell you what she's doing. Makes you tougher even when you have your wobbly days. It does, though. It does. It's good. Therapy is a good thing. So again, this was shared all around. This one's a bit longer. It's about 5 minutes. These last ones we have are a little longer. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. And it's called Mr. Ash Mufareh, little star here. Prepare for a life-changing journey, unlock wealth and unity, which we all know how I love a unify. It just made me think of that right away for some reason. And then it has a rainbow. So that's cool. I was like, oh, did he say that he supports the LGBTQ? Because I'm down with that. Trans rights all the way. Yeah, let's go. But then I was like, probably not. Probably not. We're talking about wealth and unity. The rainbow doesn't mean anything.
This is a lifelong journey.
Oh,
Even
no.
beyond that, I believe it's a legacy that we could leave here on Earth for generations to come. Why? Because we're sick and tired of what's happening there. The greed, the theft
Okay.
that is happening in the real world. Okay, we're sick and tired. Like as he rightfully said, yeah, there is a recession. We're just not announcing that.
Do you know what is really crazy though, Ash? Do you know what I'm sick and tired of? People like you pocketing $108 million and then not even being able to pay your damn employees their wages. I'm sick of things like that happening. I'm with you. I hate that. And you, sir, have stolen a lot of money. First, you stole $108 million. And then you stole the lives of over 700 people's wages. I couldn't even do that to one person. Could you imagine having 700 fucking people that you fucked over for pay for months on end? Come on, man.
Economy is dead anyway. Okay,
Yours is
everywhere, and it never matter. If I don't tell you the president, you go have a nap for 5 years and wake up, and I tell you based on the facts on the ground. Okay, and your personal life, guess who was the president for the 5 years? You're not gonna know. It's irrelevant. That would be amazing if I could sleep 5 years. But back to the things that can bring us together. I know you mentioned sports. I agree. Okay, some people like that, but I don't like the sport that you just like sit on the couch and watch, and you think like, oh, you are like a muscular, Red Redfern. Okay, no. You're just a potato couch. Okay, laying down and watching TV and just tapping the channel.
Yeah, you're just a potato couch. All of you are just potato couches. How dare you all be potato couches? That sounds awful, by the way. Like a potato couch would really not work. It would stink. It just wouldn't be fun. Are those chess pieces behind him? Yes. Yes. He has the king and the queen. I was like, thank you for representing me, Ash. I even feel bad when I can't give a few euros to a poor person. I do too. When I walk by somebody on the street and I don't have any change on me and they're begging, I actually do also feel bad. I'm always like, I'm so sorry. I don't have anything. I think Chris and Marty should shine the light on Ash. That way they can hear about his life failures. Yeah, but instead of like actually interviewing him, right, they should research him with the S.E.C case and look into all the other companies he's owned. Do a real shining the light, The foreshadow of his own checkmate, then. Yep. Definitely projecting. Nev says, I'm a potato couch, and I still help humanity more than he does. I believe it. Don't think Chris and Marty would be able to. And I was like, is he talking to Marty? He broke the vases when he heard they backed up the data to the AWS server. That'd actually be fucking hilarious if that happened.
Channel to have sports on it on the screen, but you have nothing to do with sports. Okay, I like you to be in the field and sweating. That's the type of sports I'd like to talk about.
You like to play them, not watch them.
Let's add
want a different kind of sport.
Person I love to mention, which is food. Bring us together. true. It's a fact. Music, okay, travel, all those are, things we have more in common. Safety, good
Okay.
family structure. Those are our value. Okay, so there's so much that can bring us together. But there's one
Mhm.
thing that we all love and we can't have enough of.
What?
And when we have a solution that can be the center of this ideology or movement,
Ugh.
money.
Oh, we're back to money.
Whether it's sports or food or music or travel, it gets a lot better to a different level when you have enough money.
Mm-hmm.
And the other part is you're going to need time to enjoy the other stuff, whether social life or family time. Those are our values. We share our shared values, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. Okay, those are our shared values. You
So we're back to it being all about money then, right?
gotta like something. I never heard somebody, oh, I hate food. I'm not going to eat. That's it. I'm done with food. I'm sick and tired of food. I'm no longer going to eat any bite. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's
Weird
like, I
analogy.
don't believe in gravity. Just go jump from the Empire building, from the rooftop. I say no gravity. Okay. You cannot, it's a law. Okay. So I love those values, but
Which you don't follow.
what makes them more enjoyable is if we have the time, if we have the money to obviously live them up. Okay. So I'm going to go back to the concept of Onpassive, focusing on years ago, we saw the need because there's a gap between the rich and poor. There's a gap between, middle class and, the 3,000 billionaires globally.
There's a gap between you who pocketed $108 million and then whatever money you made off O Connect, and then the employees in Hyderabad and Dubai that you owe wages to, who are looking at evictions, who are having their stuff shut off right now because you haven't paid them. Huge gap. It's also a huge gap between your ears.
Globally, or all those contrasts in our society. People in different regions have a different life or lifestyle than others. We saw we could have a platform where it can kind of like balance
A kind of
the
balance. What?
the battlefield, if you wish. Okay, or the playing field. Now,
How?
having been working on it, we've invested more now. So we have a bigger desire because I mentioned the reservoir is a big,
Yep.
motive when you've
Yeah, and the Dubai employees haven't been paid in 4 months, and they're all on unpaid leave right now. Unpaid leave, not let go. In other words, like Joe just said, it's just a layoff, which means that they cannot go and find other full-time employment because it says that they're fully employed with Onpassive. They're just laid off right now. So they could maybe find some like seasonal work, but what kind of seasonal work is there really? You know what I mean? Like there's not much that is seasonal there. So they're kind of like in a position where they can't go get another job. They're stuck in this and they're not being paid. You know? See, if they were fired, then they would have been let go and then they could have all gone and got a new job. But Ash is such an asshole that he wants to like screw them over even more because they've asked for their pay. So to him, he feels like they're screwing him over because he has such delusions of grandeur and he thinks that he's like some kind of god out here. And because he has this vision for this company to help save all of humanity, everyone should just work for free for him. He should be allowed to break the laws, rules, and regulations that every other business is supposed to follow. And like even Amazon, how dare they try to charge him? Don't they know that he needs them in order to run this business that's going to save all of humanity? It's like he actually thought he could get away with not paying the bill there. And they would not like cut him off or hold data, or like there'd just be no consequences. And then whenever there's consequences for these actions, like him getting cut off, he acts like that's an attack on him. It's not because he didn't pay the bill and he owes them $3.4 million, which would be enough for most places to cut you off, by the way. No, it's they're like evil. They're trying to stop him in his dreams. How dare they? Don't they know? Like, it's this weird, grandiose delusion that he has, that he's literally, people are just going to bow to him. It's like even when he came out here with, at the beginning, he couldn't fathom that there would be even one person that would question him and like his integrity here or anything. It was like, how dare anyone? And it was like he never even sat down and thought, you know, like there might be people out here that don't agree with me. How am I going to handle that? Which you should just do if you're sharing anything publicly on the internet, by the way. Like, know that not every single person in the world is going to be on your side and always agree with you. Like, that's impossible. But for him, he like really did believe that. And it's like, no, man, that's just not how life is for anybody. And you don't have anything special here. You know? It's like, sorry, you don't have what it takes. There should be like some kind of wake-up call to him at this point, you would think. Like for most of us, if we had gotten this far doing things the way he did, this would be the wake-up call where it would be like, okay, fuck, I really have to get myself together here. Obviously, nothing is working and I have to fix everything. But for him, it's like not happening, right? He's just putting the blame on other people. He still cannot believe like that this is going on. It's so bizarre. All those years worth of praise-filled webinars have made him feel invincible and untouchable. It really has added to it a lot, for sure. And then also like the power and control he does have on these people to be able to make them too scared to ask questions or push back. He knows he has that power and control, and it's all gone to his head. And he already had the ego and the delusions of grandeur where he thought he was sent by God. Like all that was already present. This just made it so much worse to the point where, yeah, he now really feels invincible. And it's like, that's just not how life is. You can't just come out here and take from everyone and then expect to have everything handed to you for free because you have this idea. Karma is coming for all. Just had a look at Red's last stream 7 hours ago, and they are still commenting in it to win it. Heaven help, right? They really are, though. Maybe the IRS can put him behind bars a la Al Capone, Elliot Ness. I mean, if he doesn't pay taxes, eventually he will get in trouble. They are like zombies. Sometimes I wonder if some of them are also bots.
Invested something in a long relationship, okay,
You know?
or business or any activity
or business.
If your investment time-wise, just a couple of days, yeah, it's not working, I'm going to quit, I change direction. You're open to that. But when you've invested almost like your most golden time of your life on such a journey to achieve that goal, it's hard to quit.
Do you guys remember me reacting to this? And it's basically him explaining to everyone how he's now has that control and manipulation over them, because he's forced them to put hours and hours and hours of going to webinars into this thing, some of them for many years. And when we watched it over here, we were horrified, because it was like he was, like I said, basically outing, like, I know that you've put in too much time to this now that you won't quit. Haha, I have the control over you, you know? But Marty and the O founders watch this and they go, oh my God, he's so amazing. We definitely need to share this clip. And it's just fascinating how they have interpreted this, because it horrifies me.
It's almost impossible to quit because you've invested a lot, your tears, your blood, your time, your emotions, and you are closer to the safe harbor.
There's a reason why when he was doing that speech, it was you are. He wasn't talking about the time he invested. He's talking about the time that the O founders have invested into this for him, essentially. And just, he goes on for a little bit more, but this was the part that they clipped and that they were all re-uploading onto a bunch of their channels. And again, I just find it fascinating to go, wow, they listen to that again, and it's positive. We listen to it and we can point out all of the issues with it. So it's just very interesting. The next one is one that was actually posted today. So I added this one in last minute, which is why I was a little bit late. I was waiting for it to upload on here. I had to upload everything onto YouTube again. Sorry, guys. So the last one, I was like, it's not up there. We got to get it up. And there is some subtitles in Hindi, which is good. So yay. But it's called Mr. Ash Mufareh at the Heroes webinar. So it's interesting, again, what they've clipped. Some of them have given up the rest of their lives waiting. It's sickening. It is. And the way that he sat there and kind of threw it in their faces during that webinar was so almost surreal to me. It was like, are you really, he's an asshole. He gives them that stare, I bet, so don't leave. Yeah. Usually there's a sob story why you shouldn't leave. So again, they're very excited about this 2.5 minutes.
Come to know that, there are some mechanical logistics issue with the business, but we go back to success, especially with people, is 80% psychology, mindset, character, and only 20% mechanics. So even the mechanics with
again, when we heard it the first time, we all went, oh my God, now we know what the problem is here. That's not at all how you're actually supposed to run a business. That's not like your sales team is supposed to stay motivated, dude. But that's not how you, as the CEO, run the business. Hey, I've worked in sales. I've been on the sales floor and had that meeting at the beginning of the day where your sales floor director comes out and gives you all a big speech and talks about mindset and how we all have to get positive now before we go hit the floor and sell, but so maybe it works in that sense. Maybe you could use it for that, but not to run the company. That's not good. Let's not use those percentages that way.
They go all the way wrong. We still have a good, very good success ratio. But it doesn't mean it went all well, the 20%, any percentage. So understand, even if the mechanics are not going exactly as we wished or intended, that's totally fine. Never, ever gonna impact our journey because we're made of the right stuff with the good stuff. And we have the mentality, the boldness.
We're made of the right stuff. We're made of the good stuff. And we have the mentality and the boldness. Okay.
And the capacity to never give up. It's absolutely never going to occur to our mind. So as long as we have that radical mentality on a good ideology, and I intentionally wanted to say the word ideology. Why? Because Onpassive is a movement, is an ideology, and you cannot kill that. Okay? It's not a business that it can shut down, or a shop, or a transaction that could be canceled. No. We come to build that foundation of an incredible movement. And because of that, it's impossible to kill an ideology or a belief.
Hallelujah.
Especially when it's in the hands and in the minds of millions. And those who don't even know, they will come. They will also adapt our ideology. So, do you believe in any way you can kill this ideology or the desire or the dream in us? Absolutely impossible.
You'll never kill our
You
dream.
cannot kill it. Things can go up and down in terms of transactionals, the details, the day-to-day business. But
good point, Violet. Good point. Violet says not a shop, right? Because no more brick and mortar buildings. Because you're not doing that brick and mortar shop thing anymore, huh? It's a movement like a bowel movement. Exactly.
That's not going to define the outcome or the journey that we chose to be on. This is our life, and we will continue.
And then he just cuts off there, which kind of made me laugh because I felt like they didn't even let him finish his sentence. But again, that was a very telling part of the webinar when we heard it, because again, when he said it's 80% mindset, 20% mechanics, he means like 80% is just what you're thinking and feeling, and then 20% is doing the actual work. And it's like, no, that maybe is why nothing's been getting done over here. But they have taken it and been like, oh my God, this is fabulous. And it didn't sound like it was incredibly motivational, if you ask me. I'm not sure what he's saying, but I have the sudden urge to spend $97. That's what's supposed to happen, It's just too bad that the S.E.C is not next week. This is so disturbing. My heart is always with the over 200 families that were never paid for over 7 months. This will get shut down. Yep. And unfortunately, it's over 500 families. And then there's also several hundred that were not paid, apparently, from Dubai. I don't mean apparently, because I don't know if they weren't paid or not. The people in Dubai have not been paid in 4 months, and they're on unpaid leave now. But I say apparently because I'm unsure how many people are at that office. We've been given different numbers every single time that it's brought up, of course. This man cannot stay consistent with the damn thing. So I don't know how many employees is there, but I can say that there were 500 employees at the Hyderabad office. 300 of them went on strike, and 200 of them were too scared to, basically. Translation. We're in big doo-doo. Don't stop believing in me. Pretty much. And again, that's how I perceived that. I wasn't like, oh, this is a happy announcement. But then they clip it and they share it as if he said this powerful, fabulously motivating thing. And I'm like, I didn't get that from it. And I'm having a hard time with, even if you are in this thing and you are brainwashed, surely at this point, you must be doubting at least a little bit. And you must be going, why is everything still shut down for so long? Why is he now talking about how this is an ideology when I joined this thing to run a business and make money? And then he's saying that it is about money, but then it's not about money, and it is about money. What is going on? Why are people leaving? Should I be leaving? Should I be worried? And it's scary to think that a lot of the people in this might have gotten to the point where they are no longer questioning because they don't even have those critical thinking skills anymore. They've hushed them too many times now. You know, it's like, I do not want this man in power of anybody. In a weird way, Ash really has brought a lot of people together. I mean, look at his crew, look at us. He's also being persecuted while on Earth. Remind you of anyone? Maybe Ash is divine. Ash is Jesus confirmed. Then there's also about $34 worth of commissions owed to founders too. 34 million. Yeah, apparently. There would be a lot of money owed to them. How did he get to hire all these people? How did they think it was a great place to work after he opens his mouth? Lord have mercy on their souls. To be fair, it is not him that is in that office, either offices. I doubt he did the hiring. I'm thinking Muhammad Kamal probably is the main one that did the hiring for those places. And, or like another hired manager that they have there. And you have to remember that in Dubai, that's where he's done a bunch of his marketing. And same with Hyderabad. I feel like maybe the marketing was not for people to sign up and it wasn't for people to, learn about Onpassive. It was so that he can seem more legit so that he could hire these people. That's what I'm starting to believe now. Because to them, it was a legit company that was hiring and there were ads on all kinds of different websites like LinkedIn and everything. Like they put ads out as if it was a real job. Just like Amway does those ads and then you show up and it's actually an Amway interview and you're like, fuck, thought I was going to a real job interview. Well, this did that, but very successfully. So they were able to hire hundreds and hundreds of people. And I'm sure that they figured, because here's the thing, MLMs usually do have a corporate building where they do hire people. And they might even have a call center where they hire people to do their compliance area. Those people usually are the only ones that get paid. So even if some people were privy to the fact it was an MLM company online business, they were getting hired at an actual job as an employee. So to them, they're probably thinking, like we're the ones that are definitely going to get paid out of everyone here. Right? So that's how I think that was able to go on. And unfortunately, if you're out there and you're looking up Onpassive, you're met with a whole bunch of Dubai and Hyderabad founders that are all talking like as if they've been getting commissions for years. A lot of the Indian founders are exaggerating the success of this as well. So I feel like that also has something to do with it. Like that Zafar guy is awful. And he keeps like clickbaiting and stuff. And the issue is people aren't as privy to clickbaiting there. So a lot of them tend to like read these titles like I just got paid thousands of dollars in Onpassive, which will be a clickbait title. If you watch the video, the person might in the video admit that they haven't made any money yet, but they will in future. But not all of them are watching the whole videos. So they're seeing these thumbnails, they're seeing these titles, and then they're going, oh, that's what's happening. And then it gets spread around. So there is some misinformation being spread around here. It's just that's not the problem here. You know what I mean? Ash is trying to make it sound like it is a very big part of the problem, but it's like, no. But that's why in places like Hyderabad and Dubai, it's not really considered as much of a scam, and how he was able to like hire people in those places, and why maybe he didn't hire people in the US or here in Canada where he has a lot of founders as well. Apart from he can pay these people a lot less cheap wages, right? Don't stop believing. Indian workers in Dubai get paid far less than Western people. Exactly. Like it was that. And then I feel like maybe this marketing that he's been doing was more to legitimize it out there so that he could hire these people and dupe them. He had to have known that he wasn't going to have the money to pay them. Especially since some of them were only hired in like January of this year. Some of them were hired in like September of last year. Don't tell me that he actually was like, I'll be able to pay all these people. I feel like he knew that he wasn't going to be able to pay them. Have a good one, Nab. Marketing and expensively furnished offices, all to impress potential employees, quite possible. Exactly. Like, that's the other thing. And like in Egypt too, with the fancy furniture, like it's all for show, right? Even having all these offices is all for show. We have more offices than the products. Like that's ridiculous. There was like more offices. That shouldn't be a thing. You should not have as many offices as you do products of your business. That's crazy. Especially when you're not even selling these products. You know what I mean? It's like, why are we expanding? It's all just for show and to legitimize the company so that it looks like it's doing better than it is. Because again, in a job interview, you know, it looks really good to tell the future employee, oh, we have several offices around the globe. You know, that also gives the illusion that they're very successful and doing well. They wouldn't know until they were already hired. And then as we found out, once you're hired for this place, you're stuck there or else they will fuck over your entire life. So now people are screwed, right? And it's not good. If that knuckle-brained Mufareh spent 20% of his 108 mil on stupid marketing, supercar Majlis, and 80% on a quality team of software engineers and business analysts, things might have been different. Maybe. I don't think he did do supercar Majlis, though, because I couldn't find anything on their actual website. I know that Onpassive has posted a couple videos claiming some kind of sponsorship with them. It doesn't appear that it's official. It just appears that maybe a few of the guys that have cars in the club might have Onpassive stickers that they've put on their windows, if those are in fact real photos and not AI generated, which they could also be. I can't find the original one, and they're always reposted 5 million times, so I can't really check it. Like do a real check on the picture to see if it's AI or not, because you can do that, by the way. You can put a picture in and find out. So unfortunately, it might also just be AI. You have to now think of everything in this might be AI generated that comes out like that. You know, that just always has to be at the back of your mind and not their AI. It would be really interesting to find out just how much money Ash siphoned out of the company into his and his wife's personal accounts. I bet he could cover staff wages with that. We know for sure that the 108 million was siphoned into his wife's account. After that, we have no clue. And we keep getting different reports on where this money is that he got for the O-Connect. Because at first it was being on hold in an account that the merchant was holding. Then at the end of May, they were putting it in an account, he said, for him. He was all like, yeah, they're putting it in an account for me and I'll have the money to you in days, not weeks, not months, days. Remember, that was a direct quote. And then since then, he's kind of like gone back and forth between they still have it on hold or they've stolen it from him. Like now it sounds like he's trying to say that it's gone and it was stolen, but he hasn't directly said that that's what was gone and stolen. So I'm not really sure, but it's either in the account or it's not. It's basically what we're at. I don't know how much it is either. We can speculate, but we're not really sure how many people bought O-Connect. Maybe 5% of the 1.4 million alleged O-Founder accounts bought the O-Connect. So I don't even know how much money that would be. But he does owe it all back to the people that bought the O-Connect, and he's not paying it. So there's that. The Majelis guys 100% use CGI in the Onpassive promo videos. See, I don't believe that Super Majelis is sponsored with Onpassive, because I went to all of their social medias and watched a bunch of their like car videos and stuff that they've posted over the past like 2 months. I went all the way back to like 2 months ago. I did not see any Onpassive. So then I went to their actual website and I signed in and made an account. And then I poked around all in there and I didn't see anything saying Onpassive. Then I went to another area on their website that listed all of their sponsors and sponsorship people and all that stuff. They have it all listed. And I didn't see Onpassive there. So it looks like another situation like we're used to, where they claim they're sponsoring an event, but they're not. You know, it's sad. One person says, hey, watch it, because Red said, hey, go and watch it. It's really cool. And then somehow from that, they were like sponsoring it. And then there was like pictures of people putting stickers on cars and whatnot. And I was like, what is going on? They probably just paid for the one time. I don't know how they would have been able to right now. Honestly, I don't think that they have the funds at this moment to pay for any sponsorships, which is also another reason why I don't think that they are a sponsor of this. Like, if he's not paying the AWS bill to get his products back, I would really hope that he's not paying out to another sponsorship and he's maybe learned his lesson. Because he has come out and said, as I showed you guys this past month, he did say people were doing marketing that he didn't agree with, which that's baloney. But I hope that since he said that, maybe he's rethinking some of this marketing. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, hopefully he wasn't an idiot and tried to go purchase more marketing while he owes so much money out that he does not have. Like, let's not do that. Let's not buy more stuff. Let's pay the people we owe and pay our bills and then buy stuff. You know, let's be smart about this. Spencer Cornelia. Yes, I was also in his second video about it, by the way. Spencer Cornelia video on YouTube is a must-see video that every founder should see. He tells people the real truth about this company, especially the CEO. Yes, watch both of the videos, because I even feature for a moment in his second one, and I was very excited about that. You want some juice, sweetie? Okay, 1 sec.
Is it good?
Yeah, I'm opening it. How would it be bad, you silly kid? How would it be bad? Why would it be bad? Yeah, I just keep bad juice in the fridge, Anna. She's so funny. She always asks me that. I'm like, we don't keep bad food in the house, Anna. Like, why do you ask this every single time? Opening up the package, it's probably good. Sorry, guys. They're just recycling the videos, photos from last year. I'm wondering. Some of it does look like it might be recycled, for sure. For sure. Speaking of recycled, I thought we would end this with just a little recap. This is Ash Mufareh on May 15th, 2024. This is his entire appearance, I guess, special appearance on the 360. A lot of you might remember this one because it was super duper short. And it was one of the first times where it was ever super duper short. And we were all like, oh my God, what is happening? He was barely on for 10 minutes. But I just wanted to refresh all of our memories with this, mine included. Because I think that what was being said back then and what's being said right now is quite different. And I think that you'll agree. Bad, Mom, bad.
In the morning, in the dark. We're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about three things here. Very, very brief, straight to the point. I'm going to cover three things. The very first one is Onpassive, by the way, is here to stay. Not only here to stay, it's going to thrive, and it's going to shock you, and it's going to impress you. If you think it's a joke, if you think it's a prank, if you think it's a wishy-washy thing, you are damn wrong, and you are going to be losing that bet, okay? So sorry and so sad.
Oh, no, I'm so
if you
scared.
feel that way. If you feel this is something good and positive, you're also wrong, because no matter how good you think it is, it's a lot better, all right? So none of you know what's coming. That's one thing. So I guarantee you're going to be thrilled. You're going to be pleased. If you hate humanity, you're not going to like what we're doing. The second topic is, last time I talked to you, I said around this time, we should be having some tangible updates. Yes. Back in September, we've launched OConnect 2023, and we had a tremendous success. Spontaneously, we crushed all the records, unbelievable volume that scared the heck out of the payment processors, the bankers, all the way to those who are involved in the money handling thing. No problem. They chose to freeze our money, and we went to a battle. We lost it. It took about 3 to 4 months. It was a losing battle. So we used 2 processors, and we had to kind of slow down to make sure that we solve this. All right. So our funds has been on hold technically since sometimes in October back in 2023. And I told you we are going to win. And I said last time we're down to 3 steps from 50 or so. Don't take it literally. It's just like so many incremental small steps in the way: legality, letters, documents, applications, appeal, this, that, okay, changing advocates, etc. So we're down to none. As of yesterday, there's nothing left. And as I told you, we're going to win. It's our money. Some of it is your money, okay? And that is solved. The money is not in the bank yet, okay? About any day from now on, all right? It's not going to take weeks or, okay, we're talking about days. Any day from this very day, in fact, since yesterday to be very accurate, any day the funds will be hitting the bank.
Again, I just want to remind you that this was on May 15th, 2024. Any day.
Our money, and then we resume what have been a nightmare for me before anyone else, the delay in the payments and the withdrawals.
So what I'm confused about is that this time everything was solved. Everything was solved. The money was coming to them from that merchant. Everything was good to go. It was coming any day now, like I keep saying. But now, today, he's saying they stole the money. Who stole the money? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Because on May 15th of this year, 2024, this is what you were saying, that it was all solved. So that you can't solve the problem, mister, we're the solution to the corruption. Solution to all the problems, huh? You can't solve a problem, and then what, did it unsolve itself? I don't understand. What, like a new problem came up, a new problem arose? Did they just not give you the money? Did you think that the 6 months was up, not get confirmation you were getting the money returned, and now they're keeping it because you were in fact running a scam? Because, if you're running a scam and a fraud, they're allowed to keep your security deposit, the merchant. And it's not like Ash would come out here and tell everyone, well, guys, they actually kept it because, I'm being sued for fraud and unregistered securities. And for running in the S.E.C's exact terms, right, they call it a pyramid scheme, a fraudulent pyramid scheme, to be exact. Since, you just said you liked being exact, right, Ash? So at this time, May 15th, 2024, everything was solved and perfect and ready to go. And now here we are, and it's going on August 15th, right? Today's the 13th. So in 2 days. It's only a few months later, and now apparently what? So were you lying on May 15th, 2024, Ash? Or are you lying today?
Not wait to do that. A big chunk of it is not going to sit in the bank for like 48 hours or at most a couple of days just to do the processing. So I'm so happy and relieved because of that. And that will take us to the following. All right. Because of that, meaning we could be tentatively, and I mentioned this before, to the final extension or so in Connect. And obviously, we're going to offer different packages. We have not kind of determined yet the exact things, but we have potential ideas floating among the teams. And soon we will let you know. The very good news also that we have done some incredible progress with the payment processes. So we already have something just about any day. Also, we will start live testing at least one of them, and then we start adding. Eventually, we're going to end up with several. Why? Because of the volume and the predicted volume. There's not one of them will handle it. And eventually, we're going to own it. Wink, wink. Okay. So this is all I have for you. Onpassive is here to stay. Better than you think. A nightmare for the last several months is almost over. We're going to wake up to an incredible dream, and the sun is going to come out, and we're going to find Chris Johnson somewhere in Miami in the Sunshine State.
He's so funny.
Who was lost in the dark. I'm going to be telling that story. But I love the analogy, with all the respect. Okay, so secondly, or thirdly, actually, was the launching of or opening more OConnect. I just love the quality of it, how it is right now. And then a couple of technical updates. OConnect native mobile application is just about to be released. We're pretty much wrapping it up. So that's refreshing.
It's about to be released.
Verify just on the same stage of being done, as well as opening more products. So
there you go. Everything's solved. May 15th, 2024. They had their new OConnect ready to be released. So what would you need the data for, Ash? If it was going to be released, what would you need the data for? You should have already had all of that stuff, and this new OConnect was going to be all your stuff. So it should be able to get uploaded on this new server quite easily. It shouldn't matter what data for the OConnect, because it was a brand new one that you made all yourself from scratch and everything, right? So it should still be good. I just think it's funny because you would have apparently known at this time that you were migrating, right? Because you planned that, right? Interesting.
Business as usual. I love the direction we're headed to. There's going to be some turbulence because of the positive changes, and we just don't want to get ahead of ourselves in a way. Let's keep it as professional as possible, accurate. Don't say anything I don't say or repeat or spice it up or tweak it or put lipstick on it. Just say it as blunt, as fair, a few minutes. I just told you everything that we can tell you. I want to tell you more, but I can't now. When I can, I'll be here, the happiest boy on the block, and I will be telling you all I can.
I feel like now we know a lot more than we do when we were watching this one in May. And do you feel like he's happy? Because he said he would be very, very happy when he tells us what's going on. And he came out here a few months later and said, everyone stole from me, bunch of thieves. Wasn't too happy. On the bright side, Dr. Amon's deadline to code OConnect from scratch got extended, right? The OConnect mobile app is nearly ready. We just need to fix a few problems. Equals, it's an early beta version that doesn't crash every time anymore, pretty much. And man, they kept having to download new versions because Red keeps coming up and going, I know if you have the mobile one, now you have to go and download version this. There's somebody's car alarm going off like nonstop here. Hopefully it's not annoying to you. But yeah, this makes me laugh because I'm like, yeah, download version 5,324 now, guys. It should be working just fine. But it's just such a different story in May than it is today. And like, if they were making OConnect from scratch, you shouldn't need the AWS stuff for it. It should be good to go, even now.
So, thank you, my brothers here and everybody else out there. We are definitely in an incredible, outstanding position. The very best of what we have, it didn't show up yet. It's coming. Thank you. I'm gonna be on the road for a while, but I'll be reachable sometime in June. That was a joke. Okay. Thank you. I'll be around. Thank you.
Thank you, Ash.
Have a good one.
Right? So very, very different. Very, very different May 15th of 2024 than it is today. Seems like we've gone back and now nothing is solved and nothing is okay and everybody is screwed. Adrian says, Queen, is there any way that we can get the status of the families in India? I know you did mention that they're on unpaid leave, but how are they making it? In my heart, I want to help if possible. I am unsure of a way that we could really help out. I mean, we could do like maybe a GoFundMe for the people there, but they're not doing well. They're not doing well, and neither are the employees in Dubai that have been let go, that haven't been paid in 4 months. It's very expensive to live in Dubai, and they're not doing well. It's been 4 months. They haven't been able to pay for anything. A lot of them have families, and they cannot provide for their families without any income coming in. I can talk to the people that I am in contact with and see if they want to arrange some kind of help. They have some pride, we'll say. But I am hoping that through this, at least the people in Hyderabad, that they are able to go after Ash or Kamal. If it's Muhammad Kamal's responsibility, I told them to also go after him and also file a labor board claim on him since he's the one that's running the offices. So it might be better for them to go after him than Ash in that regard. And I'm hoping that if that all goes through, then they will be owed 3 times the amount, and then hopefully they can like garner these guys' wages and put them to work or something and force them to pay it back in some way. But it's just such a hard situation right now. Marketing and CEO speak are more difficult, though. More difficult than coding? You missed the good stuff? Well, you can always replay it later. The line is long for all the money that has to go out from Onpassive. It is. It is. It is. See, the issue here is anyone that is an employee right now at Onpassive is really, really horrified of getting any kind of help from outside sources other than Onpassive, because Ash has threatened them to silence them. And I wouldn't want to do anything that would put them in a worse position. So it would be kind of hard for us to arrange something like a GoFundMe, because it would have to go in one of their names for them to receive the money. And then their name would have to be listed on a GoFundMe, for example. And they're very horrified of that. So we're kind of in a hard situation, because we want to help, but it's almost like there's not even a way for us to help without also making the situation worse for the people that we're trying to help. And we definitely don't want to do that. Like, that's the last thing that we want to do. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where we're at with that. They're very, very scared right now because of the threats that Ash has levied at them, which I played some of those for you recently, so you can go and check that out. And as you can imagine, it's been worse in private. So, like, they're horrified. You know, they've already had their lives messed with enough. They don't want anything else to happen to them. You know, and he's basically said, if you go and reach out for help to anyone or tell anyone what's going on over here, I will make sure that you will never, ever work another day in your life. And, like, your lives will be ruined. The management's been threatening them basically on his behalf. So it's just, that's where it gets hard for us. Because me and some people were kind of like, fuck, can we set something up? And I have talked to someone about it, and they were like, I don't know if anyone would be willing to put their name on it for that reason. Because I was like, I don't want to put it in my name, because, like, there might be some people out here that maybe don't trust that. So it would be better if, and like, it becomes hard for me to then ship it off. Like, I would want it to go directly to them if we were going to do that, right? And then they wouldn't have to wait for it or anything either. So it became kind of a hard situation. There isn't really a way to do that. I'm kind of looking into it still, though. So if there is a way that we can figure this out, and I'm open to suggestions from all of you too, by the way, please let me know them down below. If there is a way to help out, we will do our best to help out. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, you know, we're the naysayers. And if we do anything for them, it might add to the issue. We don't want to do that. It's really hard to do this sometimes, because I feel like I'm often constantly walking on a tightrope between wanting to help, but then also not wanting to make the situation worse, right? Or like add to the us versus them mentality, for example. It's like, I want to cover everything, but then I have to be careful what I cover sometimes, because sometimes it can just add to the issue, and we want to do that as little as possible, you know, because speaking out about it is going to add to it enough. So it's like, you got to try to minimize the issues that you cause for the victims of the cult while you're covering it. It's just always like a tightrope walk. It's like constantly doing a balancing act between, like, you know, all that. And that's kind of where we fucking hit a wall with this one, is it was like, damn, yeah, like, we don't want any threats. And also another thing that they brought up is that they're so far behind now Like, it would be a lot of money needed to help. I mean, I'm sure they would appreciate anything, you know, like I'm not saying that, but really in reality to help them all right now, there's so many of them that are in need with this, like it would take a lot. And I don't know if we have the reach for that. Blame my haters. Excuse me. It's more difficult than translating manuals and software. Maybe. I don't know. I'd find it very, very difficult to do all of it. I feel like it would be quite equal. We have an excellent foundation in SA called Gift to the Givers. They do disaster work and super organized, but only do the disaster work. I will contact them to see if they know of any other. That would be great, Violet. There is some way we can get like an organization or something to like help us help them. That would be interesting and a way to go about for sure. That would be something I'd be willing to look into. He promised them how much as a payment on what they are owed as salary. He promised that he would pay them a month. And they're very like, I don't know what that's going to do. I'm already 4 or 8 months behind on my bills. So like him paying me a month is not going to help me. I'm just going to be able to pay off bills for a month, but I'm still going to owe the other months. Like I'm still in the same position, you know? And like they haven't been able to buy groceries. It's ridiculous. Yeah, like the intimidation cultiness of this thing is really, really what's stopping us. Maybe send food somehow and not money. I'm sure that there would be something that we can do for that. Ash saying that crazy stuff should work in their favor, though. Yeah, I know. Everything should work in their favor, he says. And they take everything as some positive fucking spin. Like it's ridiculous. Some of this stuff that I played today, it was like, I don't see why you're thinking that him saying this is a good thing. This makes me worried about Onpassive, not like happy about it. That's the sad part. Oh, is Sherry live right now? Do you guys want to watch Sherry's live? Poor Sherry. Man, Sherry. Poor Sherry. You gotta love Sherry. She's not live. I don't see her live. It's not up. She must have just finished. Never mind. She's gone. Yeah, she must have just finished. Oh, well. Queen, you think he can sell the rights to the train station? I'm sure other companies would pay for the space to market. He probably could, actually. That would probably be a really smart idea for him. Because he bought it for 10 years, and I'm sure that he could somehow maybe get a refund. Maybe, I don't know. Depends. If they signed a 10-year contract, I guess it would depend on what the contract states. If he's allowed to do that, that's what it would depend on. Honestly. Like, that would be a great idea, but I don't know if he paid it all up front and signed a 10-year contract. He might be stuck in that contract. And they might have it stipulated in the contract that he can't, like, rent it out, because I guess it would technically be renting it out or something. Because, see, they would have to change the name and everything in the marketing. So I don't know if he can do that to, like, a third party. And I don't know if he can get out of that 10-year contract. Because they signed that for 10 years. Fuck. So I don't know. I mean, it would be smart for him to look into it and see if that's a possibility. But, yeah, no, he might be stuck. But if I were him, I'd be looking into every single fucking way possible just to pay my employees, because I would not be able to sleep at night knowing that I have like 700 people that I owe wages to that have been unable to feed their family in months. I don't know how you can just be like, life is great. You know? When Sherry comes on, then I know I'm up too late. Or Violet. Get a refund from the Dubai government. I wouldn't count on it. Yeah, see, like, this is the thing. I don't know. See, I don't know if he bought it from the government or if the train station is a separate entity. Based on my research, it seemed to also be a separate thing. Like here in Canada, we have O.C. Transpo, which is our Ottawa City O.C. Transpo, right? And although it's kind of like a government, like it gets government funding, it isn't a government agency, right? It's kind of like a private thing, but it runs all of the city's transportation, like public transportation. So I don't know if the Dubai Metro is like that or if it is run by the government, because some of them are. So it kind of depends on that. And either way, like I said, I don't know what contract. There's no way for me to like look up these contracts. It's private. It's not an open contract. We can just see that it was signed for 10 years. He bought the naming rights for 10 years and they celebrated it and everything. And the Dubai Metro station also made a post, by the way, that they bought it for 10 years. So they confirmed. So I don't know. It would depend on the contract. Like I said, it might have stipulations like you cannot get out of this contract. If you sign it, you're in this for the whole 10 years, in which case then he's screwed. I might not be remembering right, but it sounded like it was year to year for 10 years, but that was a while ago, so I might be wrong. No, they said that they bought the naming rights for 10 years, and unfortunately, the actual train station place like announced it on their website. So I don't know if it's completely the government that runs the train station there, or if they have a similar situation like us. So it might also depend on that. I don't know. Ash is all marketing, no substance, no products. Pretty much. And that's been a big issue of his, but he was all for it. I know he's acting today like Mohammed Nazal just went off and did all these marketing campaigns and he was like, oh, okay, not really sure what you're doing, but sure. But no, like they promoted it. They loved it. He made it sound like it was all his idea at the time. So it's interesting now that he wants to try to act like it. He's like, whoever did all this marketing, we got fucked over with all this marketing. Like, that was you. What do you mean? Like, I highly doubt that Mohammed Nazal was able to sign contracts with people for marketing stuff without you and without your approval, Ash. Like I said, I think he's a micromanager. I highly doubt he gave anyone the reins here to go off and do things the way that they thought it should be done. He probably had to approve everything. Wes is staying up for the Dr. Patience webinar in 15 minutes. The marketing genius that is broke. Exactly. And hopefully Onpassive stays broke, but then hopefully they make money. Like, here's the thing. Now we're in a weird situation where I'm like, he needs to pay his employees, but is he going to be able to do that without making money? And then continuing this scam? Like, how are we going to get around that? And then still make sure everyone gets paid? So let me know what you guys all think down below. That's all I got for you today. I hope that all of you are having a fabulous, fabulous, amazing day. I am planning on doing a stream. Hopefully I can get it done tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. I'm going to try my best to stream tomorrow, but I might be too busy, so it might be Thursday. But sometime over the next couple days, I'll just say that. Sometime over the next couple days, I am going to be streaming a Shining the Light that was with a woman named Dina. And the reason why I'm going to be streaming it and showing it to you is because in this Shining the Light, there was a little bit of loony binness, but so you'll find it funny. You'll have a great time. But I have never seen so much faith manipulation in my life on a Shining the Light. And I think that it would be a good thing to watch it and then just have another little talk about faith manipulation and MLMs and why it's bad. You know, what it is and why it's bad. So look for that in the next couple of days. I love all of you. I've missed you. And I will see you very, very soon with another one. Have a fabulous rest of your night. Mwah! Bye! In it to win it. Don't worry, I got you.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
And I'm your friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or sighing, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was Freeman and Ash. And another Queen of Karma. Asking about why don't we answer the questions about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all over and over. It's not the answer you want, but call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune into crazy guys talking about their experiences.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Thanks for coming, everyone. Have a great night.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own YouTube channel. And it breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.